And here's the finished paddle. Totally stripped the base, replaced all the wrinkle paint. Couldn't completely strip the frame because these would not back all the way out. So I took the paddle assembly off and scrubbed it clean with a little bit of soap and a toothbrush. And then I took this small brush, and there were just a few places where the paint had wrinkled off or flaked off. So I just touched that up with a thick layer of wrinkle paint and then just let that set up and then tossed it in the toaster oven to set it. So that's all good. Cleaned up the levers. They were in great shape. It's a tiny little bit of aging, but for the most part, there's no corrosion or anything, so it's all clean. The only thing I'm not happy about is that the original owner engraved what appears to be his phone number on there, and there's no way to get that off without grinding that down and then paying to have everything re-chromed. So, yeah, I'll just leave it be. The other thing I did was I did not want the terminal strip on the back because this is going to be my travel paddle. So what I ended up doing was I had a friend of mine mill out that center post that the middle terminal screw was mounted in, and so that left an empty pocket. And I took the 50-year-old rubber feet off of it that were hard as a rock, and I put this layer of neoprene foam down there. So I also had to machine down the side posts to get them to be flush or a little bit less than the neoprene foam. I then cut a small aluminum bar and drilled a hole and put in the 3.5 millimeter socket in there. And then I ran the wires back up here to the terminals through the original holes. And so turn this into a paddle with a 3.5 millimeter socket on the back. So all we have to do is plug this in. And right now it's plugged into a little Pico keyer, which will be my travel keyer. And it works. The thing I really like about this one is that there are no real moving parts to wear out. The hinge, instead of being a needlepoint trunnion, is just this simple piece of flat spring steel. So that never wears out and never needs readjusting. So once you set these and lock it in place, it just stays and it feels so smooth. I've played with all sorts of paddles. I still have my original one, which I got my General for Christmas. My parents got me this, which is still my original. Now, this one I had taken off and mounted on a much heavier base years ago. And then a few years back, I managed to finally pick up the matching straight key, which also has the same mechanism. Still has that spring steel hinge, so it will not wear out. This is finished. I picked this one up at Huntsville last year for a very good price and realized it needed a little bit of cleanup, but mechanically it was perfect. So I now own 2 of these, and this one stays in the travel box and will go with me on vacations and also for POTA.